Weekdays at Bernie segment tonight. Jay Carney, the White House spokesman, has perhaps the toughest job in the country.
Republican critics are making the case, though, that the president appears to be in the dark about some pretty significant stories that are swirling around this White House.
Republican critics say a lot of things.
Is it conceivable, is it believable that the president would not know about surveillance of a head of state of a close American ally? I mean, does that sound plausible to you?
I like the effort at coming at this in a different way, and I would say simply that we're not going to comment on specific activities reported in the press.
Was the administration so wed to the October 1st launch site that you didn't provide enough time for testing?
Kristen, we're focused not on Monday morning quarterbacking.
Joining us now from Miami, the purveyor, BernardGoldberg.com, Mr. Goldberg. So how's Carney doing?
Well, this past summer, Bill, on this very program, you asked me about Jay Carney, and I told you that he reminded me of Baghdad Bob, the clown who ran interference for Saddam Hussein. And you pretty much said that that was unfair. He was just doing his job. You're right, Bill. He was just doing his job. So let's be clear about what his job is. His job is to make the president look good, period. And if in order to do that, he has to mislead the American people, if he has to tell mumbo-jumbo half-truths to the American people, or worse, he will do it because that's his job. Some people may find that noble and loyal. I don't.
I don't either. I would never do the job, and Mr. Carney had a legitimate job in journalism before he took this job. I think you're correct.
Right. When he had the job in journalism, he had to at least pretend to be honest. Now that he's on the team, he doesn't have to pretend to be honest.
Okay, but
because
he's in public
relations
not being
now.
dishonest. He's just spinning, dodging, dancing, whatever. I mean, you know, that he's not. He's very careful, much more careful than his boss, by the way, in not making a declarative sentence that you could prove wrong, as Barack Obama obviously did.
Fair enough.
All right. So the question then becomes, is Carney serving the people who pay his salary? And that's you, Goldberg, and me, and O'Reilly, and everybody else who has a job.
No, that's the key question. And the answer is a definitive no. He's not looking out for the American people. He's looking out for one person, the President of the United States. But this isn't just about Jay Carney. Let's talk for a minute about the so-called mainstream media. Look, they have finally figured out that the rollout of Obamacare is a big, giant mess. Okay, better late than never. They're also doing stories about how the premiums are going to go up, and that's all fine. But the next big story, Bill, is the one that you're already touching on. Did the president intentionally, and that's the key word, did he intentionally mislead the American people when he said we can keep our own doctor, our own health care plan, our premiums wouldn't go up, or, as you think, did he not even know what was in and how it would affect, you know, his signature health care reform plan? So it comes down to one of two things. Either he was incompetent, or, and this is a word I don't like to use with any president, he lied to the American people. And that ought to be something that the mainstream media starts digging into to
we're
find
headed
out.
tonight very, very hard. But it's a very, very tough thing. It isn't that I don't think that he did his research into Obamacare. I believe that he didn't want to know.
You're probably right.
Right. So, you know, people who, let me make it very stark for everybody. You have a kid, a son or a daughter, bad kid. Kid does bad things, and you know, but you don't want to know. You want that kid to be good because you believe that he or she is yours and it's good and it's just stuff there, but you don't want to know. There's a lot of people, they call it in denial. They don't want to hear it. And I believe that in this Obamacare case, that's where that president might be. I could be wrong.
In my most generous moments, I would have sympathy with that parent who doesn't want to know. I have no sympathy, and I want to make sure everybody understands, zero sympathy for a president of the United States who doesn't want to know.
And I agree.
Because it would be inconvenient for him. Too damn bad. He ought to know. That's his job.
That's his job.
And when he doesn't want to know, he doesn't want to know because that's plausible deniability.
That's right.
Hey, you can't blame me. I didn't know. Not good enough.
But that's the CYA culture in which we live, and almost every politician that we know of, Goldberg, follows that. Don't tell me.
Well, you know what?
I want to have deniability.
Yeah, and you know what? They get cover from people like Clarence Page, who won a Pulitzer Prize years ago, and he says, oh, yeah,
it's
he
just a political
probably
lie.
lied, but hey, that's the way it goes in politics. That is a disgraceful answer coming from a prominent journalist. You don't lie about stuff like this. I mean, this Obamacare is really about 1,000 times worse than even I thought it was going to be.
Do you think
And
this is the end of
Clarence
the
Page
president's
saying
administration?
It's a political lie?
Do you think it's the
That's
end
bull.
of Obama's administration? I mean, you know, his credibility is damaged so much he can't come back. He's a lame duck for 3 years.
I have great admiration for magic, and I think this guy has magic. The magic is wearing thin. I will grant you
think
that.
so.
But he's counted on the press, and they've come through for him until now, and he's counted on the stupidity of the American people, and they may continue to come through for him.
I don't think so. I think this is it.
Until they get their premium bill, and it's 3 times as high as it
And
used
that's
to be.
coming soon. And I think this is the end. But I could be wrong on all of this. Bernie Goldberg, everybody. When we come right back, is it legal on the store Pottery Barn offending Asian Americans? And Michael Jackson's death doctor out of prison.